Hey guys, today is January the 15th of 2014. I want to go over the Euro USD and just give you my thoughts and my opinions. But know that this is an educational video only, so please consult a professional financial advisor. Alright, let's look at the world markets. We see that the Asian market is pretty mixed and the Euro is very positive. So chances are the US session will be positive and probably continue pushing higher unless there's some surprises and it starts trending lower. If we look at the calendar for today, the 15th, we just had PPI and core PPI and Empire State Manufacturing. Very positive. PPI was off by 0.4%, but nothing major. So looking pretty good. For tomorrow, same thing. We'll have core PPI and unemployment and CPI. The major ones probably going to be these two, unemployment and core, at 7:30. So that should be interesting for tomorrow. And then our performance for the euro, you can see as the day goes, it's pretty negative, negative 0.64. The worst is silver. And if we look at the week, you can see that the euro is negative 0.57%. And the worst one is the Aussie. And if we look at the month, relative performance, you see that the euro is minus 1.08%. And the worst is the CAD. It's climbing down. And on the quarter, it's holding up. It's at the, 0.50% positive, but not, not good as compared to the pound. So we'll leave it at that. Let's get into the charts. As you can see, the euro, there's a 50% level, which is at 35.94 right here. And you got angles, Andrew's pitchfork angles right here. Should be support. I got in short yesterday at 36.36, the 1x1 angle I'm going to show you, and I'm just trailing my stop. The euro might, possibly get a pop from here. If it doesn't hold, it's probably going to go to 35.47, and if that doesn't hold, the next 50 level will be this 34.98. So you want to keep an eye on that one too, because that's from the this swing low to this swing high. So 34.98. 35.47, and especially this 35.94 area. If it can't hold that area, or what's that angle at 35.89, it's gonna have some tough time. So it might probably spike low, then go back up and retrace, and if it fails it and comes back down and takes out that temporary low, it's gonna push lower. Let's look at our seasonal dates. I told you guys that's why I went short. January the 15th is the date I was keeping an eye on, and then the 20th is the next day you want to keep an eye on, and then on the 29th. So it all depends how this is all going to play out. It could go make a low, then on the 20th pop up, or continue going low, and then on the 29th go up, or reverse, go up, and then on the 20th shoot down, or if it continues going higher on the 29th, maybe shoot down. So it all depends where the direction is going. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. On our GAN emblem, you can see that we have a vibration of the 19th. So it should be a good cluster date between the 19th and the 20th. We got a hit on the geometry dates also. So that should be interesting to see. So there's going to be a cluster of dates, especially around here. Next week especially is going to be there's going to be a lot of action for the euro, so make sure you keep your eye on your charts, because inside the charts, that's where the hidden information is. Alright, so let's look at the Hex Time from the 11.7 low. You can see that today we have a 15. We're on the grid, so it could possibly be a low. We have a low on the 20th. So it could probably be a nice little vibration there, but we'll see. Let's get into the charts. Okay, you can see the euro is negative along with everyone else. The dollar has gotten a pop. Right now it's at resistance. This is a 133 tick chart. So this is what I use normally to scalp here and there, sometimes the futures. So right now, that's a Woody's pivot monthly, so that's major resistance right now with the US dollar. So it's gonna probably chop around here and try to retrace back up to see if it could get back up there. Let's look at our 1x1 angle so you could kind of get in a picture where we're at. This was the angle that the euro needed to hold, and it failed. The 1x1, WD Gans is the most important angle that you could find on the chart. It's failed that, and it's failed the 50. If it can't get back up and get above that 50, it's going to go lower. It's probably going to take that out, and you got the 100 right there. You got this 50% level, which is at 34.90. You got to keep an eye on. It might probably a good idea maybe to take half off once it hits here or somewhere around here, depending on your trading style. So that's it in a nutshell. We lost the ground right here. This was 36.36. That's where I'm short. Once you lose that level, it could get ugly. Let's close this for some real estate. The next thing I wanted to show you is let's glance this chart. Let's see where we at. This is the NQ. I was trading the NQ yesterday. Made some good money. The NASDAQ. I got a nice little pop. Alright, so this is where we're at. We just got a PPS sell signal to the downside. So, and this is the linear regression line. You got a lot of support here. You got the Ichimoku bottom cloud, which is at 35.93. So, and they already pierced that. And then you got Woody's right here, which is at 35.75, and then you got this big one right here, 35.63. Let's get closer. See this whole area? This was all chopped. That's why I didn't get in to go long, because this keeps me out of there, plus my other, rules that I use. So I decided not to go long and wait until it got out of this cloud to go positive, but it never did it. So now it's back in here. And this line right here, this line that goes across, that's the linear regression line. That's the line in the sand also in regards to time frame. So right now you're below it, and if it wants to stay above trending, it needs to stay above the cloud and definitely above the linear regression line. Let's see, do I have enough minutes? If we could look at the weekly, it's still positive. It's chopping right now. It's in between the MOBO too, but it hasn't cracked it yet. So it's in between this range, and you got the 20. That could probably be support too. If it wants to continue lower, it could probably find support somewhere around here, 35.72, or the 20 simple moving average is at 35.65. And if it cracks that, then your next support will be this angle right there, and you got the 50 right there. Let's go to the big picture and wrap it up. My big picture is pretty much monthly, weekly, daily, and a 12-hour. And you see that on the 12-hour you failed the 50. So you cracked the 50, found support at the 200, went up and failed the 50. Now, like in what I learned from David Elliott, it's a 1, 2, and if you take out this low, that's the third wave down, and that's the biggest wave. So this could probably be the beginning of the wave down, but that's just me thinking out loud. Regards to what the indicators are saying, they're all pretty much negative. Cycle looks like it's turning down. This is negative. This is starting to get negative, and you're in a squeeze play between these two candles. But it looks like it might want to push, lower. Here you've been on a squeeze play since the 31st of last year. You've been trending up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and it looks like now it wants to go down. Got a PPS sell signal, negative, negative. Looks like this is turning negative, and this is lower. And on the weekly, you just pretty much chop. TEMA just turned negative, and looks like the cycle's down. It's been to the downside because of Fisher, and it's just trending lower. You got nothing's changed here, just just goes on and off depending on what the euro is doing. So hope this video helps. Hopefully you made some pips on this downside, you know, a quick scalp, and just watch your levels, because the euro could find support somewhere and bounce. But if it continues trending lower, just know that the 15th was a seasonal date, and you got the new moon, actually full moon. So that's a lot of stuff going on. If you believe in astro and all that stuff, that it's affecting the market. So good trading, and I'll let you know my thoughts tomorrow. Peace.